Do you have the right personality type for badminton? Let's talk about that. So, what I mean by this more specifically is for front and back players. Also applies to singles somewhat, but I'll get onto that in a bit. Welcome to Badminton Rants. It's been a long time. Episode, I don't even know, 13 at this point. But yeah, let's talk about personality types and why they matter and how to know if you're in the right position, if that makes sense. So let's talk about what you can see at the pro scene. Let's start with men's doubles, right? Let's start with the minions, right? Kevin, super OA, super hyper, super charged, super emotional. Marcus, super calm, right? Aaron Chia and what's his name? Suwuyik, I think. Same thing. Aaron, super crazy. This guy, I don't remember his name. Not so much. Lee Youngdae, loves the spotlight, is always the one, yelling at his partner. And his all his other partners, this time it's Yu Young Sung, but it could have been Jae Jung Sung, could have been Kim Gi Jung, right? They're very chill, they're very just calm. Wait, wrong picture. And then the epitome, right? Setyewan, very calm, very chill. Asan, not so much. So what am I trying to get at here? You guys have obviously noticed a pattern, right? All the emotional ones have been the front players. Obviously, Setyewan is an exception here because he is quite old, right? So he's just like, I'm kind of done with this. But everyone else, everyone in the front at least, is very emotional, right? Very charged, and then all the back players are not. And why is that? There is a reason why I believe that this is the case. So to understand this, you have to kind of zoom out of badminton and kind of look at it at a meta level. Okay, what I mean by this is, yes, the front player it does interceptions, and yes, the back player does the smashing, right? But zoom out. What is happening, right? So the front player essentially is the playmaker of the two, right? He is the one that dictates the pace of the game. Because if the back player is just smashing and they're relifting, that's the pace. But if the front player chooses to intercept, then he's upping the pace. If he chooses to drop, right, he's slowing the pace, right? So the front player is always the playmaker of the group. He's always also going to be the risk taker of the group, right? He needs to be the one to calculate, is this worth intercepting? Is this worth killing, right? Or should I play a safer shot? Should I let my partner get to it, right? And usually, right, risk taking, right, intercepting, these personality types tend to be ones that are emotionally charged, that love the spotlight, that love, being in the front. Like, not in the game, but like in life, I guess, if that makes sense. These are the ones that take charge, take initiative, right? And this is why you see, even at the pro level, that the front players are usually very aggressive, very emotional, right? They're the ones screaming at the end of the rally. Sometimes both of them will be at the end of a match, but you guys understand what I'm saying, right? And then the back player's job, right? The back player's job is to provide court coverage, right? To make sure that if the front player misses the shot or they take the risk and it doesn't work out, the back player's job is to reset the rally and to make sure that they're not immediately punished because of that. Because otherwise, the front player is not going to feel confident enough to take risks, and then they won't be able to win the point. Because as you get better and better in doubles, right? More and more points are won from the front, not the back, because everyone's defense is so good. Everyone's just lifting all the way to the back line. It's very hard to win a point from the very back, especially if it's the defense is on the same level. So it's really up to the front player to force a shorter lift, add additional pressure to, I guess, make it easier to win the game. And right, I don't know if I said this already, but because the back player's job is to be consistent, is to provide that core coverage, right? The correct or the corresponding personality type with that is usually someone that is more stable, right? That isn't having all these wild ups and downs. It's just consistently calm. Is like a literal and physical and, I guess, figurative bedrock for their front player. And this is also like something not only that the pros do, but it's something that I think you guys should do. It's something I try to do when I try to find a partner. Is I get quite emotional because not only am I a front player, and that's why I guess I am a front player, but because I need someone to just calm me down, between rallies, or if the few rallies are going bad, you need that bedrock. So that's typically what I look for in a back player: someone that doesn't get emotional, someone that is consistent, someone that can provide me the core coverage that I need in order to kind of focus on seeing gaps in the front, in order to take those risks and end the rally, right? Now, obviously, this isn't, a rule that you must have, like, this certain personality type to be the front. There are, of course, exceptions, like we just saw, right? Seti one. But even when he was younger, right, he wasn't as outspoken as we see a lot of other front players. So, obviously, there are exceptions to this rule, but if you notice and if you watch doubles, right, you will begin to see this pattern where the front players are the ones that are, taking charge. They're the ones that have the ego. They're the ones that are telling their back player to do this and do that. And it all comes down to this, basically. The fact that the front player is the playmaker, and the fact that the back player is, more about court coverage and more about providing like stability in order for the front player to take those risks. So how can you apply this information for yourselves, guys? So one is, obviously, you need to take a look at yourself, right? Do you find yourself yelling and getting competitive easily? Do you find yourself getting annoyed when your partner makes a mistake? Do you find yourself enjoying interceptions and, doing those front net kills and just taking the spotlight, taking charge, moving to the front? If so, then you probably are a front player, right? If you find, you're just calm, you're consistent, right? You just want to smash, or you don't really mind, letting someone else go to the front, you might be a back player, right? This is very obvious. Just take a look at yourself, um, and experiment with both. But eventually, right, pretty soon, you'll start to see yourself gravitate towards one side, either the front or the back. And obviously, you need to be proficient in both, especially as you get better, right? But obviously, you will have a preference and you will have a specialization, and yeah. All right, guys, that's it for now. This is a very interesting topic, I know. But badminton, as the higher you go, it involves a lot more mental than it does at lower levels. And this is one of those topics. I thought this was interesting. This is something that I haven't really seen anyone really touch on. So I hope this sparked some questions, or I guess piqued some people's interest. Let me know in the comments below, like, what personality type are you? Did you think that you're matched in the current role? Like, for example, if you find you're very like emotional and egotistical, which isn't a bad thing, right? It can't be, or it can be, but not necessarily always is. Then, and you're a back player, maybe try playing the front. Or if you're the other way around, if you're super chill, super calm, but you play the front and it doesn't feel right, then maybe try playing the back. Okay, see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.